You hatch underground, as one of the 3 types of female leafcutter ants. You're a minim, the smallest and the weakest. Nearby, 2 other kinds are already moving through different parts of the colony. You won't meet them yet, but without all 3, nothing here would survive. You're blind at first. You feel your way through the dark tunnels, guided only by smell. Soon, hundreds of sisters join you, each as tiny and fragile as you. Your job is simple but critical. You farm fungus, the colony's only food source. Leafcutter ants don't eat leaves. Instead, your colony chews leaves into pulp and uses them to grow fungus. Minims like you carefully press this pulp into gardens deep underground. Even the wrong type of leaf can poison the garden, so your job is to keep it pure. And even though the fungus feeds the colony, you'll never taste it yourself. Your first challenge comes quickly. Parasitic mites crawl through the tunnels, searching for soft-bodied ants like you. You feel one climbing onto your back, probing for weak points in your exoskeleton. You stop moving and quickly twist your legs, scraping your back against the tunnel wall. The mite loses its grip and falls off. Another minim that's nearby grabs it in her jaws and bites down hard. She quickly moves to the fungus garden, placing the mite's remains far from the vulnerable larva. Within a day, your sight improves and your body hardens, so you join your sisters working tirelessly, cleaning fungus gardens, grooming larvae, removing mold and parasites. Your actions seem small, but every movement keeps the fungus alive, because without fungus, the colony starves. A few weeks later, you're working deep inside the brood chamber, grooming larvae and shifting eggs. Nothing feels unusual until a strange scent cuts through the nest. It's not mold or fungus, so you stop moving, confused. Your antennas search the air until you smell it again. Lower in the pile, you dig gently between the eggs, checking each one for anything weird. A few others notice and join you. You reach the bottom and find them. 5 clumped together eggs, releasing a scent that is slightly off. A parasitic ant must have slipped inside the nest, just long enough to drop her eggs and vanish. If they hatched, they'd blend in at first, then feed on your young, maybe even kill the workers assigned to raise them. One by one, you and your sisters lift the invaders and carry them to the waste shaft. Back in the brood chamber, you check everything again. You scrub the chamber walls with your mandibles. You taste the air, inspect the cluster, check for cracks or inconsistencies. You don't find any more, but the smell lingers, just enough to make you keep checking. Later, back in the fungus garden, you press a new piece of pulp into the bed. 2 workers pass you carrying mold scrap. Another bites a mite in half and drags it away. The cycle hasn't stopped, and neither can you. Yet your role, as crucial as it is, depends on the others beside you. You're not strong enough to cut or carry leaves. But your media worker sisters are, so you hatch again, this time as a media. The moment your legs stop shaking, you're already on the move. Somewhere above, the nest opening leads to the surface. The colony needs leaves, and you're built to go get them. You climb past smaller workers tending eggs and larvae. Near the surface, you pass 2 soldiers standing just outside the tunnel mouth. They don't look at you. Outside, it's bright. Ants move in steady lines along packed scent trails. Some carry green fragments back to the nest. Others, like you, search for new leaves. You follow a stem into a low brush and check the edge of a leaf with your antenna. The fungus only grows on specific types, and this one's usable, so you start cutting. Your jaws shake with each movement as you saw across the central vein. It takes time. When the piece drops, you grip the base and start dragging. Halfway back, the line slows. You freeze as a shadow moves overhead. A phorid fly is tracking the workers. It circles once, then lands nearby. You move slightly using the leaf to cover your body, because one sting from the phorid fly could leave a larva inside you, and you don't really want that to happen. The fly waits for a few seconds, and then it lifts off, so you keep walking. Shortly after, the tunnel entrance appears ahead. Soldiers check for threats, then let you through. You drop the leaf just inside. Minims are already waiting to process it, chewing it to pulp and adding it to the fungus garden. But you don't stay to watch. You turn around and head back out, because another leaf waits. The scent trail is already laid, so you follow it without stopping. There's no break between deliveries, because the garden always needs more. A few weeks later, while dragging a leaf across muddy ground, your leg catches under a root. You keep moving, but something's wrong. By the time you reach the tunnel, your walk is uneven, and your grip weaker. Other workers pass you like nothing happened, because the colony doesn't pause for injuries. That night, your route changes. You're taken off the cutting trail. No more trips to the surface. Instead, you're sent down a new tunnel. One that goes past the garden, past the fungus, and toward the colony's waste chamber. The air here is different. It's hot and kinda sour. You join a silent line of workers carrying dark, decaying material toward a drop-off. Stuff like discarded leaves, moldy fungus, and dead larvae. You grip a clump of rot and drag it to the chamber's edge. The walls here are slick with bacteria. A few steps too far and you won't come back. You release the waste and back out slowly, sweeping your antenna for parasites. Behind you, a worker slips, falling partway into the pile. You grab one of her legs and help pull her out. Her body is covered in mold, but she doesn't fight it. You're not alone down here. Reassigned workers rotate in and out, cleaning the path and scraping away spreading growth. You work quietly. You manage the one thing the colony must keep away from everything else: death. You used to carry and cut stuff, but you can't fight, and the colony needs ants that do more than just farm work. So you hatch yet again, this time wider and heavier. You're a major now. You're made to stop what shouldn't pass into the colony. In simple words, a soldier. You stand near the tunnel entrance just below the surface. It's the only way into the nest. If something gets past you, it can reach everything inside. The trail outside is busy. Workers move along the path in both directions. You stand still with your legs spread slightly and jaws half open. You don't join them because that's not your role. From time to time, returning ants approach too fast, so you raise your antennas and taste the air around them. Most are allowed through without contact, but one stops you. A mediae worker drags a leaf toward the entrance. You smell something wrong. The leaf she carries has no trace of the colony's scent. The edges are smooth, and the surface is glossy. You step forward and block the tunnel. She hesitates, tapping the ground in front of you. She tries to pass again, but you raise your head, and this time she drops the leaf. You watch her back away, turning slowly down the slope. Another worker grabs the dropped leaf and starts dragging it toward the waste chamber. The scent was off. It could have poisoned the garden or killed the brood. Minutes later, a small group of ants approaches together. You raise your body slightly and hold position. They slow down immediately. The first one twitches her antenna, then backs up. The others move sideways and follow her lead, forming a detour around your post. They weren't carrying anything, but they knew not to push through. Not when you're watching. The next day, after hours at your post, the ground begins to shake. A new scent hits. It's not a lost worker. It's an attack, and you're not just guarding the entrance anymore. You're the first line of defense. A wave of red bodies appear at the edge, moving too fast to be workers. It's fire ants, so you move forward and open your jaws. The first wave hits hard. 5 invaders break from the trail and sprint toward the entrance. You lunge at the closest one, catching it mid-charge. Your jaws crush its thorax with a single bite, but another slips past you and disappears down the tunnel. Behind you, other majors respond. 2 more soldiers rush up from below, but it's not enough. More fire ants are coming, dozens of them. You can't hold the tunnel alone. You hear screaming behind you. Somewhere deeper, the invader that slipped past you is fighting inside the brood chamber. Larvae can't run. They don't stand a chance. You hesitate. Do you abandon your post to protect the brood, or hold the line and stop the next wave? Before you can even decide, another fire ant charges at you. You clamp down hard, but you're 1 second too late, and the fire ant slips through again. Then the scent changes. Reinforcements have arrived. 6 more majors charge up the tunnel from below. They block the entrance with their jaws raised. Together, you form a wall and don't let anyone else through. The attackers slow down. Some try to flank, while others try to flee, but none of them make it far. One by one, they're dragged down, crushed, and pulled into the waste chamber. By nightfall, the entrance is clear. The air still stinks of blood and alarm pheromones, but the garden is safe. You held the line. You kept the colony alive, but someone had to build it first. A queen, so you hatch as one. Bigger and hungrier than any ant you've ever been. You're not born to dig, cut, or guard. You're born to leave. Dozens of other queens crawl out beside you, all nearly identical. Your wings press tight to your back and the air around you is thick with a signal. Time to fly. In nearby chambers, males are climbing upward. They'll survive just long enough to find a queen, mate, and fall to their deaths. But back to you. You move fast, pushing through the tunnels toward the light, then climb out, spread your wings, and launch into the air. The sky swarms with movement. Thousands of queens and males fill the air, mixing pheromones and chasing wind currents. You fly higher, looking for space when a male catches you mid-flight. His body presses against yours, and in seconds, it's done. He falls, but you keep going. Another one finds you, then another. But you don't resist. You store their liquid inside you. A while later, storm clouds build in the distance. The air is changing. So you descend fast, searching for damp soil. You land and start digging with your legs, kicking soil backward. Then once you're deep enough, you seal the tunnel behind you. In the dark, you spit out a tiny scrap of fungus you've carried in your jaws since takeoff. It's still alive. You lay your first eggs and press them near the garden. For weeks, you feed off your own wing muscles to survive. If the fungus dies or the eggs don't hatch, it's over. But they don't. Your first daughters emerge soon after. Minims. They clean you. They feed the fungus, and most importantly, they expand the chamber. You'll never leave this nest again, but it will grow around you, built by your offspring, layer by layer, for the rest of your life. But colonies don't last forever, and not every threat comes from the outside. Skip forward around 10 to 15 years, and you're still the queen, but something in the colony has shifted, and not in a way your daughters can fix. It starts small. Fewer workers return from foraging. Then the waste chamber fills faster than it's cleaned. The fungus grows unevenly, and some chambers go silent. Your body is still fertile, still producing eggs, but the colony around you is thinning. Too many ants working and not enough are replacing them, so the balance tips. Leaf fragments come in slower, grooming falls behind, and the garden changes color. You release another batch of eggs and wait for the minims to collect them. Somewhere near the surface, the entrance collapses. Maybe from rain, maybe from something different. It doesn't matter. The trail disappears, and foragers wander off course or never return. Deep below, mold begins to spread. A spore colony blooms across the side of the fungus bed. A few mediae try to scrape it away, but they're slow and the rot wins. Larvae are left unattended. Old waste mixes with food scraps. Parasites like mites and beetles return. You can't see them from here, but you You feel the shift. The scent map is broken. You keep laying eggs, because that's all you can do. At some point, the tunnel outside your chamber goes quiet. You've seen thousands of your daughters hatch, grow, and die, and now there are no more footsteps. The fungus lies half dead. Your eggs stay unturned. You've never left this chamber, and you never will. But the colony ends here, with you in the dark, surrounded by soil and silence. Life as a leafcutter ant might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.